So let's see what we got pre-market here. We got several stocks on watch. We got ZIVO, UFAB. Sorry, give me a second here. Okay, cool. Okay, with CAPR is the one popping on the scans first, though. UFAB is also popping on the scans. UFAB definitely looks way better. I'm a little late today when it comes to, trading. Let me make sure my microphone is on. I completely forgot yesterday to turn on my microphone, which is extremely upsetting. So, sorry about the video yesterday. I didn't realize it was muted. I still made the timestamps for you guys, but just really unfortunate that happened. So it looks like my mic's working so far, so that's good. Like I said, UFAB's on the move here. I do like the 5-minute. If it can hold this level, I like the 5-minute for a ride over 375, possibly towards 4. So there it's holding VWAP pretty well. 5-minute just broke. Not a huge mover, but see if I can get in on an entry here on a pullback. I'm gonna buy in here at 64. I'm gonna go for the 70 pop. I'm still in there at 69. Oh, actually, I have a 2-cent offset. I completely forget about that. That sucks. So it broke the high pretty quick. I saw, a lot of sellers stacked up there at 70, and I decided to sell. I'm not gonna not gonna hold that. I didn't want to break 70 fast enough, so no. Let's see if it can actually climb back up later, though. I mean, the 5-minute still looks pretty good in my opinion. Doesn't look very bad or anything. So we'll see where this wants to go. Bunch of resistance here. Let's see, we got another 10 minutes still looks pretty good. It's right at its 200 as well, which is 380, so that's an even bigger spot of resistance. If it can somehow break over that thing, great, but I gotta wait for that one. ZIVO looking really clean here. I'm gonna buy in at 696 for the break of 7. So small pullback here, selling, trying to sell at least. So still had to stop out. As soon as I saw it broke through VWAP, I just, wasn't having it. So already down a pretty good amount. Couldn't stop out fast enough, and now it just tanked. So not the worst fill, but definitely not a good one. FCUV going up to VWAP, IMRN to AEHR. Also curling at VWAP, RNAZ. MVP, that's a really high price stock. Go back to UFAB. The UFAB is still hovering around the VWAP. Want to make sure that it picks a side, though. The only thing I don't really like about it is that it's right beside its 200. Go back to ZIVO here. This one just flopped. So I really thought the 5-minute had more potential, as well as the 1-minute. I mean, I came into the stock seeing these huge, spikes down, but I mean, obviously held support and it was holding VWAP fairly well. The only thing is that it didn't break this high fast enough. It was like pulling back a little bit, and then it popped back up, and then pulled back, popped up, and I was like, okay, well, it's not rejecting yet, so we're gonna go ahead and see if we can take an entries for the break of the high. But as soon as I seen it flash to 90, I was like, it's not looking super hot, but it's not flushing yet. The next thing you know, it actually drops all the way back to 660, so really annoying. So UFAB is taking off here. Clean move there on UFAB. Tap a VWAP. I'm gonna be looking for the next 5-minute candle, maybe even the 10-minute candle. AEHR is also moving here, so it broke through VWAP. Really nice, move here. Daily is looking great. We are gonna come into resistance here around 1450 though, so we gotta be careful with that if we're gonna take an entry here. IMRN is also popping in the scans. This one's curling back up to VWAP as well. So AEHR massive rejection there off the 50 basically, Fortune 50. UFAB. So UFAB is kind of just, it has these huge candles, but it just trades in this range. So 360 to 375 so far. Seems to be making the same move every time, like just a big candle. You know, I think it goes to the downside or the upside, but it doesn't have a complete setup anywhere. I want to see what this is going to do. Might buy the dip at VWAP here. Get an entry at VWAP. I'm going to be going for the 5-minute break. I'm going to get in here at 69. Might have gotten a little early, but I'm still going to hold for the 5-minute. This is the... Okay, I guess I'm done for today. That's the original drop I was looking for, was the 350 at the VWAP, but whatever. So they never wanted to break down. We were already like 30 seconds in, and I decided to buy in, so it's whatever. Still $20 away from my max stop loss for today, but I mean, I already had 2 back-to-back losers here. So if I took an entry there, still didn't break the 5-minute high. That's what I would have been going for. So this is the time in which I should have actually entered, which is kind of upsetting. I mean, trying to get in early on these moves here. That huge move. Oh, oh man, I regret it so bad now. So I'm down 130 when I could have been up here. Definitely would have put me up on the day if I took that trade and timed it right, but I just figured I'd get in early, especially because it was holding this level, 30 seconds. I mean, it's a pretty good amount of time, I'd say, for the 1 minute, and it never pulled back, significantly at least. And I just decided, like, okay, if it's starting to climb up a little, I want to get in for this rip, you know? And this is the rip I was looking for, just not on the right candle. So I was hoping it was going to be the next candle, which it obviously was. But that just sucks. Like I told you, I wanted a VWAP buy. I wanted to see if it'll drop to VWAP, and then I'd take my entry. From there, we can get the next move, the next pop up. But it never dropped, so I was like, all right, I guess it's never gonna move. But obviously, it's taken off without me now, unfortunately. So this is a really, really clean move here. I would have probably held this entire time. If not, I would have sold it around 390. Jesus. So definitely not a good week for me at all. Like, this week has definitely been extremely, extremely sloppy. Not even, 10 minutes in the day and I'm already down 130. It's insane. Like, this never really, really happens to me, which is, I've had worse days, for sure, worse weeks, definitely. But, I don't know, this one just hasn't been my week for sure. So I'm probably gonna still take another trade on this one. I want to see if it's gonna pull back here, a 2-candle pullback. I don't want to see this one just take off. So I double topped there, broke the 1-minute high. Let's see if it can even hold. Maybe for the break of 4. I would want to see a pullback on it though. Not a significant drop. It's already broke through the 200. Like that move there, I don't like that. It should have pulled back on that candle, not just taken off there. So that's not very convincing for me now. It has to get back above 4, but there's a huge seller here. So that seller is just blocking that way. Doesn't look like it's very promising if it can't break through that seller. There's another one at 4. Huge seller at 4 right there. Yeah, it's having a real hard time breaking that level. Next 5 minute looks pretty good. It just needs to pull back. It'll probably break through 4 here eventually, but I mean that seller needs to go. Look at that. Let's see how bad it's gonna reject. It goes to 370 somehow. I'm gonna buy that. Curious to see whether this is actually gonna break the low or not. I don't want to see it go back to 4 here. I would like to see it hold this level. That's what I don't want. I don't want to see it break 4 like that. Yeah, because that I knew a drop like that would happen. Let's see if it can actually come back up and hold. I mean, it doesn't really look like it will. It broke by like a cent and then it just dropped to 80 again. A lot of resistance at 4 for sure. So it broke 403 and then it's back below 4 once again. Back to 4, below 4. That's in the 90s. I just wish, honestly, I wish this trade, you know, worked out how I pictured it originally, where it just dropped to VWAP and I bought the VWAP dip, because this would have been such a great move today. I just got in so early and I stopped out here at VWAP, which I could have added. I was debating whether I should add at VWAP or not. The only reason I didn't is because previously in the past when I did add to my position, it would keep dropping, and I would just keep losing like even more money. So I had to stop that habit of adding to my position on each little drop. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It can, potentially work out, but I mean, that's the risk I'm running. And every time recently that I've done it, I've just been losing. So I'm really interested in trying it out again. Next 5 minutes gonna open here pretty soon. 1 minute's curling on the MSI. I mean, I kind of want to buy here, but knowing how top heavy 4 is, like, I don't know. It's not very convincing to me. Especially with this one finishing kind of low in the 80s somewhere. I mean, you have a lot of buyers though. That's what I don't understand. Like, as soon as it touches 4, it just goes to 380. Like, I don't get it. So there's the break of 4 again. See 405. So now the 5 minutes looking really clean, some of the 10-minute. Yeah, let's check on some other stocks. UFAB. Oh, I was just looking at that. What am I doing? AEHR. So AEHR had some nice moves here as well. Next 5-minute opens here in about 2 seconds. I don't know about this one. Doesn't look bad. It seems like a slow mover. I would be going for the break of 15 there, so that would have been a really clean move. Oh my god. I I was thinking, you know, maybe I should get in this one or whatever, but no. But look at that false break. Don't like to see that. And AEHR literally just popped him up my scans right now. Like, what? Crazy how slow my scans are. ZIVO, let's go back to this one. So ZIVO, immediately a loss. Now it's, you know, still below VWAP. FCUV, IMRN, CAPR. Everything's pretty red today. It looks pretty trash, honestly. UFAB, massive rejection there. Missed that, of course. As with all my other moves. That would have been a really nice dip to buy, actually. So knowing that there's that massive drop on UFAB, I mean, I don't know. I think this is going to be like a bull trap. It's coming back to 4 where it originally had major resistance. So I'm pretty sure it's going to reject this level again. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think we'll see a huge red candle like that. We might even see it break the high and then just fall back down. I don't think it's going to break. So AEHR here is pulling back a little bit. Honestly, I think I'm just done for today because right out the gates, I mean, I just lose 130. I mean, ZIVO like immediately down 80 on ZIVO. You know, I thought this one had more potential. Look, now it's crawling back. It's back above VWAP here. Might even get halted, which is just insane. Like, I can't understand where this strength was. I mean, really nice MACD curl right there. Perfect entry. Oh, I can't believe I missed it. I think I was watching it on this candle, so like right at the break here. That was a really nice move. And I completely missed it. So tap 7, now it's back to the 60s. Back to the 50s. So massive rejection there off of 7. Now it's back to the 30s. Kinda yucko. UFAB. See if it's gonna pull a similar move here. AEHR. AEHR is still climbing regardless. Slow mover, but it's still moving. You got 5-minute on ZIVO. That's pretty bad. That's pretty nasty looking. Jesus, right when it tapped its 200 too. Broke through the 200 and then boom, just that sucks. AEHR. So AEHR is finally giving us a good pullback here. I don't know. I don't know, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna trade anything. UFAB somewhat pulled back. We could potentially get in again for the 10-minute break. You know, break through 408. Break of this high 404. I don't know though. Kinda got support around here, kinda. Definitely have resistance here at 4 though. That was 408. I don't trust this one. I know I had that huge climb here, but for some reason I feel like it's just gonna reject again. I don't want to see this candle rip. If this candle rips through 410 or something, that's gonna be kind of ridiculous. I think it needs to pull back. It wouldn't make any sense because it opens so low. It just wouldn't make any sense to me. Having a hard time breaking that low though. 95, bunch of buyers at 95, bunch of buyers at 90. Good amount of support at 90. So there's a break at 90. I don't know if I'm gonna trade that one. I don't think so anymore. I need an obvious setup. That one's just choppy. ZIVO. Back up once again. Now the 5-minute is looking pretty good on the MACD for a curl. I'm kind of interested in buying it here actually for the break of 70. I'm gonna buy in there. Break of 70, let's see if we can get that. 75. Nope, selling. Stopped out, so didn't want to break. It'll probably do it in a little bit, most likely, but I don't want to be holding for a false break. So with that, I'm done. Ooh, nasty rejection. So good thing I ended up selling there. With that, I'm just done for today. Down 140, similar to I think what, Tuesday, if not Wednesday. I also thought on Wednesday that I was trading on Thursday, so I don't know. This week is just not my week for sure. Like I think Monday, if not it was last week, I made 130 or something. But this week, I mean, it's just I don't know, little mistakes here and there that I'm making, little things that are, you know, catching me off guard. So for example, this one, I wanted to get in early for the next 1-minute candle. Maybe I should just wait, but every time I waited, something like ATER, ATER the other day. Oh wow, this one actually popped up a little bit. ATER, in this 1 minute it would hold, look strong. I'd buy in on the next 1 minute, and then it just tank. So I'd be like, you know, what the hell, like what's going on? So when I bought ZIVO, you know, I was expecting the same thing, just like ATER. This one, I mean, it was holding 2 candles in a row over VWAP. It rejected and then held up. I was like, okay, that's, you know, that looks pretty promising. Bought in, next 1 minute, dropped. You know, what's going on there? So that's why I'm like, you know, what do I do? This one, same thing. I decided to buy in on the drop. I was waiting for it to drop to VWAP. Never made, you know, its decision as to where it wanted to go. And I was like, okay, well, it's holding this level. It's not really, you know, pulling back any. So I was like, I'll get in on a little pop or a little pullback, and then we'll see it rip, maybe. So my idea was to hold it, but I didn't want to see it break this 1 minute low. I just wanted to see it pull back a little bit and then, you know, pop back up. But clearly it broke to the downside, and the reason why I stopped out was, you know, I could have added at VWAP. I thought about it for a second. I hesitated. The reason I didn't buy it, like I said previously, was because, you know, other times in which I've added to my position and averaged down, it'll just keep, you know, dropping, and then you know, it was pointless for me to add because now I'm just making my loss even bigger. So I stopped doing that some time ago because it was costing me a lot of money, and sometimes it worked. You know, I've made the most amount of money doing that, but I don't know, it's too risky in this market right now, I'd say. So like I was saying, bought in here, trying to get in early, just rejected, and since it broke this 1 minute low, you know, I decided to sell. Although VWAP, you know, is some support, I just decided to sell because I was like, it's too big of a drop for me. I'm not really interested in holding. I could have, like I said, added, and if I added and held the entire position, you know, it was pretty risky, but it definitely would have worked out in my favor. As you can see, like, I should have bought it on the next 1 minute. Should have just waited, but I don't know. I felt that this one had a lot of upside potential. It's just right idea, wrong candle, wrong timing. This one, you know, this one somewhat worked out, just wasn't anything significant, so that's super upsetting as well. Same with this one. Got him for the 1 minute high break. I thought it looked pretty good. For some room higher, I guess, but I mean, just rejected off that level, and so I don't know, pretty choppy. Nothing's really doing anything. It's kind of upsetting. AEHR here. I mean, this one, it's moving, but it's nothing like super obvious for me to see. I mean, this one was like kind of obvious. I just wasn't there to see it, I don't think. I don't know. ATER, UFAB. MRN, ZIVO CAPR. So CAPR somewhat made a similar move to the other stock we were looking at. You know, crossing the MACD perfectly, and you know, now it's kind of curling back up somewhat. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm just done for today. I don't know what else to trade. Everything looks kind of trash in my opinion. UFAB, I mean, it's just sideways at the moment. It's not terrible. 5 minute looks clean. 10 minute also looks pretty clean, but it's having such a hard time breaking over 4. It's just choppy in my opinion. Like, you know, it broke 4 for a second, massive rejection. Every time it breaks, it just rejects. Like right here, it just broke. Now it's pulling back. Like, you know, eventually it's going to have to make some sort of move, whether that's going to be to the upside or the downside. It's still climbing here, like, you know, making higher lows. But I don't know, it's just definitely too choppy for me. Like, you know, just simple mistakes, as I mentioned earlier. Look at this rejection here. I could definitely buy off of VWAP. But I don't know. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna close it up. For those on YouTube, I had mentioned in the previous video, which obviously you couldn't hear because it was muted. But in the in the video of yesterday, I was saying that on Wednesday, or shoot, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Well, never mind, just forget it. Anyway, for those of you on YouTube, thank you for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. I honestly didn't really think this was gonna, go anywhere. It hasn't really gone anywhere, I'd say for sure, but I really do appreciate the amount of views I'm getting compared to what I originally had, which is like 1 or 2 a day or whatever. Even the 1 or 2, I mean, it's surprising to me that somebody would tune in, even if it's for half a second or something. So I really do appreciate you guys, watching and subscribing. I also noticed I got a lot of subscribers this week, so I really, really appreciate that. I know I'm losing here and there, like I'm not really winning in my trades or anything. I'm not making profit necessarily, but like I said, I'm gonna go over my trades, look at what I'm doing wrong, and see where I'm messing up, and try to find a new strategy, try to find something else to improve on. So I hope those of you tuning in are able to see my progression over time. It's definitely not an easy thing to do, day trading for sure, but that's why I also have multiple accounts. I don't just have this day trading account. And starting with a small account like this, I mean, it's not super small. Obviously, people have started with smaller ones like $600 or $1,000 or something, but even trading within this range is pretty difficult, especially when you have such a tight I guess stop. Like you can't really, you're not able to trade a certain amount of, or certain types of stocks, I guess. You have to be real specific on your trades. So anyways, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and make a weekly recap, most likely covering, the best trades or the worst trades or mistakes that I can improve on or whatever. And I'm actually real curious if you guys are interested in me going back to my old method of actually making a daily recap, but like a compressed version, like a real quick recap, 5-10 minutes or something. If you guys prefer that method, I can go ahead and go back to that instead of having these 40-minute or 30-minute videos. But if you guys want both of them, or just want me to continue with this same 30-40 minutes, go ahead and comment below, and I'd really appreciate it. Also, for those of you on Twitch that watch, I mean, I really do appreciate it as well. Like whether it's me streaming games or streaming stocks or whatever, coding, I really, really appreciate that you guys actually tune in. And I also noticed as well that my followers increased on there, so it's really awesome to see. It's it's such a I guess a heartfelt thing for me. It's just crazy. Anyway, so with that being said, I'm gonna close it up for today, for the week, and I'll see you guys Monday.